Hello, thank you for joining me. This is the leader of the planet Earth with your daily manna. These series of videos will hold inspirational quotes as well as anecdotes to help you throughout your busy day. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Today's theme is persevering despite failures. It was Charles H. Spurgeon that once said, "With perseverance, the snail reached the ark." That's what today's topic is about, folks. It's about not giving up. It's about keeping one foot in front of the other. It's about reaching the mark that we have set despite the setbacks that we experience day to day. The person I'm showcasing today has dealt with depression, financial insecurities, the death of loved ones, and many more stumbling blocks to their happiness. Your leader has the pleasure of showcasing none other than the 16th President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln. President Lincoln was born in Hodgeville, Kentucky on February 12, 1809. During his lifetime, he was a member of the Whig, Republican, and National Union Party. His parents were Thomas and Nancy Lincoln. He was married to Mary Todd in 1842, and they had 4 sons, Robert, Edward, Willie, and Thomas. He was elected the 16th President of the United States of America, and he was assassinated on April 15, 1865. We know all the great things that this man has accomplished. However, do we know anything about his setbacks? Well, today we will discuss a few. Your leader has selected 11 items that President Lincoln has faced that plagued him with adversity. Let's discuss them. In 1818, at the tender age of 9 years old, Abraham's mother, Nancy, died of milk poisoning. How many of you have lost someone at such a formative age? And how did you deal with it? Did you want to give up, or did you keep going on? In 1831, 13 years later, at the age of 22, he experienced his first business failure, which resulted in the loss of his job. Not to be dismayed, a year later, he ran for legislature and lost. When most of us sit back and reflect, we look to see what could we do to better ourselves, and that was no different for Abraham. He contemplated becoming a lawyer. However, he did not attend law school. What stopped him? What stops you? In 1833, he borrowed money to start a business that went bankrupt by the end of the year. He spent years repaying that debt. 2 years later, his childhood or teenage sweetheart, Anne Rutledge, died. How many of you right now are dealing with loved loss? Do you want to give up? After Anne's death, it was rumored that Abraham experienced a nervous breakdown and subsequently battled depression throughout his whole life. 3 years later, in 1838, he was defeated in a bid to become the Speaker of the Illinois House of Representatives. In 1843, he failed to receive the Whigs Party nomination for a seat in Congress. How many times those in your own circle do not uplift you for opportunities that you feel you deserve? There's no different for President Lincoln. In 1849, he applied for the position of Commissioner of the General Land Office, and he was not selected for the position. Again, he was shot down. But did he give up? Let's see. In 1854, 1856, and 1859, he was unsuccessful in attaining a seat in the Senate. What keeps this man going? What keeps you going? What keeps the leader of the planet Earth going is the same thing that kept President Lincoln going, and it's the same thing that will keep you going. It's the word from the Almighty God. Allow me to read from Psalms 30, verse 5 in the New International Version. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Let's talk about the rejoicing that came in the morning for President Lincoln. In 1832, President Lincoln was selected as the captain of the volunteer militia. That was the same year that he was defeated for state legislature. He commented that this was an accomplishment that he cherished most in life. How many of us have had setbacks, but have had nuggets right after the setbacks that uplift our spirits? Don't discount those. 2 years after he lost for state legislature, Abraham won a seat in 1834. He did not give up. And I'm asking you, please don't give up. Abraham was awarded a license to practice law by the Illinois Supreme Court in 1837, a full 5 years after first expressing his interest in law. If you remember, he lost a bid. And then he was probably sitting there thinking about what could he do. And he said, I'd probably like to practice law, but he didn't, and he did not go to school. However, that did not deter him, because 5 years after that going into his mind, he fulfilled that desire. He kept moving, and so can you. In 1842, Abraham married Mary Todd, and that was a full 7 years after the death of Anne Rutledge. It is written that the feast and famine cycles come in 7-year periods. So it's interesting that 7 years after the loss of the person that he cherished and loved, the good Lord blessed him with someone else. In 1846, Abraham won a seat in Congress. This came approximately 3 years after not receiving the Whigs' nomination for Congress. Now, earlier we had discussed what happens to us when we are in circles and those in our circles don't uplift us, don't have our best interest in minds. Well, that did not deter President Lincoln. And as a result, on November 6, 1860, President Lincoln became the 16th President of the United States of America. There's a lot to learn from this man. Primarily, he did not give up. He stumbled along the way, but he reached the mark that he had set. The leader of the planet Earth would like to thank each and every one of you that took time out of your busy schedule today to listen to your daily manna. If you are pleased, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel. More videos are to come that will hopefully uplift you and give you the wind beneath your wings. Have a great day.